Greetings everyone, welcome to ProofWLSWorks. This is Aisha, your Tuesday vlogger. How is everybody doing this week? Big topic, personal accountability, weighing in. And when I saw this question, it always sparks a level of excitement. As you can see from the opening to this video, the scale and having shots of sort of transitioning times in my weight loss surgery journey have meant everything to me. Being able to get on that scale and track how I progressed in my weight loss surgery journey, looking at those pictures of those scale shots, capturing those moments when I literally didn't weigh 300 pounds anymore, when I didn't weigh 200 anything anymore, and then crossing over into goal, and then reaching my bottom portion of the lifetime maintenance range I set for myself. That is how I have tracked the progress that I made. And so I am a big believer in the scale, and I've shown in the past my handy dandy just keep it on paper old school loose leaf paper. And so I'm a believer in the scale, and I weigh myself every Tuesday. And how I came about with weighing myself every Tuesday is that I had weight loss surgery on Tuesday, November 16th, 2010, and I thought it made sense that when I became post-op that I would say as a marker, every Tuesday I get back on the scale. And part of my story is when I had weight loss surgery, I did not have a scale. I was scared. I was intimidated by the idea of getting on the scale, because I think some of my thought process was, what if I'm not going to lose weight? Or I don't want to see it, I just don't want to deal with it. You know, what if I'm not losing weight, and that sort of thing. So eventually I had my 2-week post-op appointment. I think I was down 27 or so pounds, or 23 pounds when I went in for that post-op appointment. And then I thought, well, that's a good chunk of weight. I better start getting on a scale. And so I found this scale at Bath and Body Works, and at the time I needed a scale that was 300 and some odd pounds, and this one goes up to 330 pounds. And literally this brand scale tracked me right into Twonderland, Wonderland, and then Goal, and my maintenance life. And the next question here is, how often do you weigh? I don't have the courage to be a daily weigher, but there are weeks when I will get on the scale more than just on Tuesday. And I had a week just a couple weeks ago where it was probably the first Tuesday to Tuesday that I didn't get on the scale in between. And so when I got on the scale that Tuesday, I was down 3 pounds. And I was like, that's the cream of the crop, because I didn't get on the scale all week and wasn't, you know, sort of manic about what is the scale saying. I just went from a Tuesday to Tuesday, and happened to get up that Tuesday morning and the scale was down 3 pounds. And so I've been working with myself with the scale, and making sure that I never turn my back on it, never become afraid of it, own what I've done for the week or for a few days in that week, and make the adjustments if it's necessary. So, you know, my hat's off to all of you who can muster up the strength to get on the scale every day. I don't have the capacity for it. Do you feel this habit keeps your weight in check? Absolutely. Back in January of 2012, I made a video on Grill and Be Gone, which is my weight loss surgery channel, and it was about when is it unacceptable. I was in maintenance and the scale kept inching up, and it became unacceptable. But had I not been getting on the scale regularly and checking my progress, I would have probably got outside of my maintenance range. And fortunately, because I do get on the scale every week and sometimes a couple times during the week, I've never left my lifetime maintenance range. And so I believe it's a habit that obese people, former obese people, should have. You know, I've talked about before how you can't even go to the doctor without them hurrying you to the scale. I couldn't have had weight loss surgery without getting on a scale and learning what my BMI was. It was in the 50s. And everything that, you know, leads to this great tool, the doctors are looking at the scale. They have expectations that some of us have to lose some weight before weight loss surgery. What do? You have to get on the scale. And so I think that we need to be honest with ourselves and authentic and, you know, pick a day a week and get on the scale. Some people like to get on the scale every month. For me, that's not the path that I can afford to take. I certainly don't trust 30 days to go by without knowing what I weigh. And certainly in the losing phase, it was more motivating to see literally a minus on my paper every week until I lost that weight. I had the great fortune to have a minus on my records every week as I was in the losing phase, and it was a motivator for sure. It kept, you know, pushing me forward. And so, you know, my heart goes out to those who you know, believe they're doing everything they can and the scale isn't moving in the direction that they want, but there's still a level of responsibility that we need to get on it and own what the scale says and look at what we've done in terms of, you know, carbs or salt or whatever the case may be, and make the adjustments. The next one is, what other ways do you use to weigh yourself? How can I put this? You know, we can go by clothes and see if, you know, something is tighter on you than it should be. You know, you could say, oh, I must be up some pounds. I don't trust that in my own personal life. But there are times when I feel heavier, and so, or I feel like my stomach is sticking out more, and I'm like, oh, must have been, you know, too much of whatever I had the day before or the last couple of days. And so I can feel, you know, when I'm running, if I feel heavier or sluggish, that perhaps I'm holding water. And that is a, you know, sort of a thought. If, you know, I'm going to answer that question, what other ways do you use to weigh yourself? Just going by how I feel, like I can feel heavier, or feel, you know, like I'm not as lightweight as I normally feel, and so I sort of use that. But clothes fit. Many clothes have gotten too big in the last year, but I, you know, like I said, I don't trust the clothing to tell me if I'm up in pounds. But that is the answers from me this Tuesday, and I am a cheerleader for the scale, and I love the selection that Bed Bath & Beyond has. That's where I got my scale, and if you're looking for a scale, I invite you to not be afraid of the scale like I was in those first few weeks of being post-op. I certainly cherish the memories that I have from looking down at the scale and watching it go into Wonderland and Twonderland and all those things that made a difference in my journey. So anyway, this is Aisha for Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. You guys have yourself a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.